Hello, I'm Allison and I'm a photographer and I'm trying to build up my portfolio. Today I'm going to be working on some jewelry product photography, so if you're interested then just keep on watching.
Windows down, hear you holler, thinking of all the places we can go. Take me for a ride, lead me to the other side.
Okay, so today I'm going to be shooting with the Nikon D750 and right now I have on the 24 to 120 millimeter lens, but I am going to try to just use the Nikon 50 millimeter 1.4 lens. I think that the 1.4 will be better for this indoor situation, allow for more light, and I think a more shallow depth of field will probably be better for this kind of photography to help like isolate the subject. Maybe, I don't know like if this is going to be too cropped or not since I'm in a really small space, so I might be switching to the other one. Also, I'm going to be using a tripod since, you know, I'm the only one here. Gotta do what you can. And I'm also maybe gonna be using a little bit of off-camera flash just because I'm not sure how this lighting is gonna look or if I want more. A lot of the inspiration photos I was looking at, they had a lot of natural light with like shadows and that looked really cool, but it is very hot outside and I'm not, if I go outside I'm gonna be like sweating my ass off. So we're gonna try to do it inside, maybe add a little bit of flash, and then I have this manual flash controller which allows for off-camera flash rather than having it on, but we could also try on-camera flash. I feel like that could be kind of cool too. So I don't know, that's the equipment I'm going to be using, and so I'm gonna get set up and then we'll see how this goes.
Catch me on it, catch me on a wave, catch me on it, catch me on a wave. If you could fly, boy, catch me on a wave, catch me on a wave, catch me on a wave. If you're gonna try, but let me hear you say, let me hear you say my name.
Hello, a little update. It is the next day. All my camera batteries are charged and I finally found the composition that I like. I ended up putting this big plant up in front and I got one of the leaves to like perfectly frame my ear, which is very exciting. I'm really happy with it. Here, let me, little lighting setup. So this is the lighting setup. I put this glass on top of my flash to kind of diffuse it. I don't really know why I thought to like put a glass on top of a flash. I was kind of just not really happy with the lighting situation yesterday. It just looked really boring and I was hoping that I could get some like cool like cool light refractions with the glass, but I mean it just has ended up diffusing the light really nicely and it looks more natural because there's not really a lot of light in my apartment to begin with. So pretty happy with that. I'm actually pretty happy with everything that's going on. I'm gonna like shoot the rest of the earrings that I chose and then maybe try to switch up the composition a little bit, but since I have a setup, I like have the focus, we're gonna just like bang it out, you know. So
You've become a changer. But maybe I'm the one who's changing. Maybe I'm the one who's changing. Start at the end, trace it back to the start and over again. Dream and a wish and a feeling, it's dying. Return me to conversations we had after school in the yard. Picture what our futures held when we were driving in your car.
I had originally intended to do a flat lay right now with like the earrings on this wicker basket, but then I hung the earrings on the plant, and now I think that looks cool, so now I'm going to try to do that. I don't really know what I'm doing with the lighting though, because the lighting's kind of boring. I'm trying to like use the flash to underlight the leaves, which I think looks kind of cool. I'm a little worried it won't go with the other stuff that I shot first, just because that lighting is a lot more natural and this one looks more like studio-esque. I don't really know, but I guess we'll just see. I mean, there's no reason to not shoot it, you know? And I don't really know if putting this glass on the flash actually does anything, but I think it does. So I'm gonna continue doing it. I wish I had like a, I have a prism, I just don't know where it is. I don't think it's in my apartment. Because I feel like that, like shooting the light through the prism could be really cool. I make for interesting lighting, but maybe I'll just have to do that if I do this again or something. But yeah, so I'm just gonna hang my earrings on this plant right now, and then I'll probably still do a flat lay because I think that'll be a good variety. I was thinking maybe I would shoot more like of me wearing them, but A, that's like a lot harder because I have to use the self-timer and I have to like position myself, and I think I'm pretty pleased with what I got at first, so I think that should be good. So yeah, I'll just continue shooting this, hopefully find a cool lighting composition, all that fun photo term stuff. So yeah, that's it. That's the update. Cool.
Maybe I'm the one, maybe I'm the one who's changing. Maybe I'm the one, maybe I'm the one who's changing.
She's beauty. She's grace. I should just leave this on. It's so funny. Looks like she actually has a pierced ear.
What you got is all I need. When I have you next to me, and I feel you coming close, make me float like that.
Okay, so I think I'm finished giving my plant earrings. Now I'm gonna try to work on a flat lay. Is it even called a flat lay? I feel like I've seen a few photographers call it that, and I was like, oh, that's what it's called. I don't even know if that's like the correct terminology or whatever, but I'm gonna try to do that using this, and I really want these like leaves to kind of be over it. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm just worried. I'm worried that you won't be able to like see the earrings against this because it's very textured. So I don't know if I should just do it on like, I could do it like on a coffee table where it's just wood, but I feel like the wicker would look really cool. But I don't know if it would be like too much, you know? I'm hungry. I just got really hungry.
Things I want you for, and I can see it in your eyes. You're feeling something more.
Hello. Yes, my hair is a lot shorter, and no, it hasn't been like 4 months since I last filmed this video. So basically I just now started editing this video like a couple weeks ago, and I was gonna sit down to record like my final thoughts on the photos, and then I was looking at the flat lay images that I took, and I just hate them so much. Like, they just don't look good. And like when I did it, I was doing it like 1 hour before I had to go to work, and I was just rushing, and at the time I thought they were okay, but I don't know, looking back, I was just like, I could put these in and just like not do anything, because I've already spent like 4 months trying to edit this video, and I really should just like, you know, put it out there. But there's just part of me that just, I know I can do better, and I have another idea. And even though I wasn't planning on reshooting anything, I just want to get this video done and get it put out there. I can't. I have to redo this, so I'm gonna try to redo these photos real quick. So yeah, I'm about to go photograph it. Yeah, okay, that's the update. Hello, welcome back. Let's get on with my final thoughts of these images. I have some notes written down because I tried to film this before and I was just rambling, and now I'm redoing it because I hate all that I shot. So I just wanted to get back on here and go over some of my final thoughts on the images as a whole, because I did have a few. Overall I feel like I'm not very satisfied with the images that I got. I did like shoot these 4 months ago, and you know, I've been editing them sporadically, so I feel like, I don't know, maybe 4 months ago I would have thought they were better, but like at this current point, I don't know, I just feel like I could have done better, but I know what I did and what I can do better the next time, so I wanted to share that with you. And then I'll also discuss my reshoot, because I like redid the flat lay images a few days ago, and so I wanted to like show why I redid them and stuff like that, but we'll save that for after my like final thoughts. Sound good? Cool. Okay, so I think my biggest thing for these images that I took is just I feel like they're not very cohesive, and I mean, I guess they kind of are. I don't know, I don't have the images in front of me, so I'm trying to like think of it. Like, they're cohesive in the fact that it's all earrings. Funny how I have been calling this a jewelry video, but I have literally just shot earrings. It's too late now. I had plants in all the photos, but I just think the lighting was really inconsistent throughout the different setups that I had. Like the first one, I was photographing my ear with the earring on, and that was one setup, and then I had the setup with the earring hanging on the plant leaf, and that was a different one, and I had the flylight image, and I just used different lighting like techniques for all of them, which I think when you look at them all together, that makes them seem like a little bit inconsistent. Even though the lighting is consistent within the sets, it's not consistent throughout the whole thing. If this was like going out to like a magazine or something, or actually being used to try to like sell these earrings, like you would want all the images to look very like consistent and cohesive, and I don't really know if I did that well. Like in the first setup, I had this like really soft lighting because I was trying to go for like natural light effect, but then I was also just trying to light this scene because my apartment was really dark, so I ended up just having like a really soft lighting on that compared to the second set where I was trying to use more like direct flash, and that lighting is more like interesting and there's like, you know, more highlights and shadows within those photos, but it's not consistent with the first one. The third like image set, the flat lays, I mean, when I originally did it, it was kind of like backlit, but like we're not gonna talk about those photos yet because those are trash. The new ones that I did, I just used natural light because I couldn't be bothered to get out my flash, and so that also makes it more, even though I think the photos go better with the set, the lighting is even more inconsistent than the other ones. Anyways, I think as we're just like trying to light the scenes, I was thinking how the images would look as a whole, which is good, but I think I should have focused more on lighting like the earring. Like in this one image, I remember it was like where I had the earring on my ear, but the earring was being backlit and it was a silver earring. The part that was showing towards the camera was like reflecting my hair or something dark, so it looks black. And if that was to actually be like, you know, selling the product, people would think that it's black, but it's actually silver. So I think I should have been more intentional with lighting the earrings and making sure the earrings look best instead of worrying about like everything as a whole. I think I will try to redo this eventually, maybe in another video or something, and just try to have a more consistent lighting setup and also more interesting lighting. I think in the second setup, like the lighting was pretty interesting, but like I don't really like the lighting in the first photos that I shot. It's just so like bland and like it just doesn't look dimensional, and so I just think that looks really boring, so I'd want to redo that as well. Okay, so another thing I think I would do differently is I would use a different lens to shoot it. I think that I should have either used like a longer macro lens to help get some detail in the earring, or just like, I guess, move the camera closer to myself, because I did have to crop in on all of these images quite a bit in order to make sure that the focus was on the earring and that the earring was taking up like a large portion of the image. And I do think with the set as a whole, it's good that I kind of had a variety of like close-up detail shots and then some like further away shots. Thinking of like the ones with the ear and the earring, the ear and the earring in the ear. I think it's good if you're shooting multiple setups to have like, you know, some really close-ups and kind of farther away. But I think for jewelry too, I just should have been close to begin with. So I think it would have benefited me to have used a macro lens or to just have moved the camera closer to me. Okay, so then the last thing I wanted to discuss was the last minute changes that I had made when I decided to reshoot the flat lay. I still don't know if it's called a flat lay, you know, when like the product is like on a flat surface and you're shooting above. We're gonna call it a flat lay. I feel like that sounds more professional. I don't know. It's gonna really not be professional if flat lay just isn't a word. Yeah, I was looking through the images and I just saw like the flat lay images that I took, and they were just so I mean, the images themselves weren't like that bad, but it just did not go at all. I had ended up shooting it on my coffee table, which is like very orange, and it came off super orange in the pictures, and that on its own just like threw it off from the rest of the images because they were very blue and green because I shot on the blue background with the green plant. And then I also for some reason just used a different plant in them, like a plant that I hadn't used in the other photos, just like thinking it would not matter because it was still the earrings that I was shooting, and they just didn't look like they would, and I was trying to edit them and it was just, there was no way I could make it look like they would go with the other images, so I just made the decision to reshoot it. And I am more pleased with the images that I came out with, although I still think I could have done better, because when I reshot these images again, like it was also kind of last minute, so I wasn't really thinking, I was just trying to get more images so I could have something to talk about. I didn't think to just use the blue backdrop. Like these images, I think if I just had this this blanket like behind the plant, they just would have looked so much better, and that kind of really annoys me that I didn't think of that at the time, even with like the lighting and stuff too. I think if they were just on a blue background, it would have looked so much better. Overall, these images, I'm satisfied with them, but I think I could do better, and I do think I will be like I don't know, necessarily reshooting this idea or just shooting more like jeweler stuff and doing more than just earrings. Just doing more of this kind of stuff in the future because I think I could definitely use some more practice in it, but I did have a lot of fun. I wanted to be sure to like include this part in my video, and like I kind of want to include this part in other ones of my videos, especially because I wasn't satisfied with the way my images came out. We shouldn't be like afraid to share our failures, you know? Because it's part of becoming an artist, and especially if you're, you know, like a young artist like me, you know, we have to go through a lot of shit before we actually get good stuff. I could look at these photos and be like, what a waste of time, like I didn't really get anything I like, but now instead I can look at these photos and be like, oh, well, I like some things about it, but I know that I could change the way I do my lighting and making sure I'm focusing on the product itself, and like now I have all these things that I can take into the next time that I shoot and make those photos even better. So even if I don't like the photos, like I think this was a successful shoot because I'm gonna learn something from it. So yeah, if you stuck around for this long, I realize I have been rambling for quite some time, but thank you for watching. Like thank you, because this is the first video I've ever made where I'm like talking in front of a camera, so it's definitely a weird experience to get used to, but I've had a lot of fun making this. And I definitely want to do some more stuff like this in the future, so hopefully these like videos and me talking from the camera will just get better over time. If you liked it, you could like it, subscribe if you want to. Like I can't guarantee how consistent I'm going to be on this platform, but you know, I'm excited to explore making new videos, and I have some ideas, so hopefully there'll be some stuff coming out soon. Alright, well I guess I'll just see you in the next video. Bye!